Facebook live watch party, whatever thing, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's always a maybe. That's the one thing that like. Hmm. Oh, and also we can't see the Facebook chat. Uh-oh, Hillary's gonna do that Facebook chat now. Holy crap. What you guys can't see is behind the camera. Which is like, I know it looks like it's just like a little screen and, a little close up, which is cool, but there's like so much going on behind the camera. It's unreal. Yeah, this is like a thing. Yep. Actually, this is Studio A with an upgrade. So, that's what we got going on. I know it's getting a little bit of a late start. It's okay.
Sorry, but guess what? We added more stuff again.
Right, look at the upgraded tech. How freaking cool is this?
We'll see if my computer can handle what I've done to it.
Yeah, computer's doing its jet engine noise.
Let's
see. I don't know what we're waiting on. I'm waiting on something for a cocktail, which is kind of making me sad right at the moment because I really want a cocktail.
I can see everybody's comments.
Okay.
I can see who's here. Instagram is the only thing that's not getting the nice picture-in-picture thing. So if anybody's on Instagram and wants to join us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, there's a little more that we've been able to do there because of how it's set up. But we'll keep it rolling on Instagram as well.
If you are on Instagram, you totally are seeing right up over here my hand. Nobody else is because we have this really freaking cool picture-in-picture thing going on focused on the cocktail that we're making, which I'm super excited about.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
It's episode 38.
That's important because I have no idea. That's what she's telling me. Okay, here we go. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Crazy Cabin Fever Cocktails, episode 38. I am Tim Niddle of Distilled Living, and we are produced by Fascination Design. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a late start, but check out the upgrade on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. I want to thank everybody again who have been very supportive, watching us, giving us comments and feedback, telling us when the audio is not working and things of that nature, and seeing us keep upgrading and expanding our technology. This show has been absolutely instrumental in us expanding the virtual bourbon tastings and mixology classes that we're doing. We're doing half a dozen to a dozen a week at this point. We're getting 5 inquiries a day, so it's been a huge growth piece for us. Keeping Distilled Living going with bourbon education and mixology. So thank you all very much, and check out the new tech. So I'm super excited about this. This is what we do with this show: is we experiment and we try things in a live, actual working environment. Tonight we have one cocktail. It's been a busy week. But it's going to be a fun cocktail. It's going to be different. It's nothing like anything we've done before. You're totally not going to have the ingredients at home. You're not. And that's okay, because it's still going to be a fun show. So Hillary and I, in order to unwind, we've been really enjoying Alton and Elizabeth on Quarantine Kitchen. And it's a weird show to watch, because it's kind of like this show, but more vertigo-inducing and longer. But it kind of feels a lot like us, but older.
and a little bit if we were not quite as, I don't know, Tim at his best, basically.
Yes. We're a little more formal than that show. Mostly because we don't have 20 years of Food Network or whatever Alton has in his background. And you know what? He has more followers. It's fine. But you know what we have that he doesn't have?
Oh dear.
We have bourbon sponsors. And he complains about that every week. And we have it. So stay tuned next week, because next week's show is going to be sponsored by a bourbon brand. Actually, more than one. And you're going to see some really cool cocktails. So Alton, if you ever see this, reach out to me. I know people who like to send out bourbon, and I'm sure they'd be happy to send you some stuff. So we have that.
I do love the irony of tonight. We're making something that has absolutely no bourbon in it. And you have an Old Forester mat out.
I totally do. Yeah, that's just where we are right now with things. Yeah, there's no bourbon in tonight. Warning. So, because we have been inspired by their show for tonight's episode, this episode gets an explicit tag.
Are you really sure about that?
I don't know. Maybe. Do you want to bleep me out? maybe.
No, I don't feel like that's too much effort.
All right, so we will keep it limited, but just bear in mind our source material for this evening. So you can see we've got vodka, we've got some other craziness going on here. We were inspired, actually, we wanted to put this together a couple weeks ago after watching the Alton birthday special, and we were like, oh, that looks awesome, and we should do a variant on what they were drinking. So Alton was doing caviar for his birthday on potato chips and with chilled vodka. We wanted to expand that into a cocktail, so we are calling this the Alton I am an effing professional brown. This is my effing birthday. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Cocktail. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm making 2 of these because it's the only one we're making tonight, and we're both going to have one of these. It's been that kind of a week, and it's Wednesday. So we're going to start with caviar, right? Okay, they were eating like really, really fancy, expensive caviar, and we were not going to spend several $100s on this shoot. We just weren't. So instead, we got what we could get as a really decent caviar. So check this out. Look. Picture. Yes. Okay. So isn't that cool? So we got, this is some salmon roe, which actually works really, really well in this cocktail. Okay, I'm getting the focus working. Obviously that was the big blister pack, and this is what it looks like. This is the small little pack. This is really nice. Okay. And obviously vodka is where we're going with this, because that's what they were doing, and that is the classic pairing with caviar. See,
I'm sorry.
This is why we experiment on this show, and not when we're charging a not insubstantial amount of money to do this for people all over the country. Okay, but we wanted to upgrade this, right? We're a cocktail show, so we are going to we're going to take our vodka and turn it into a martini, and then we're going to do some really fun things at the end. Some crazy things, because that's what this show is. Okay, so let's build our classic martini. Holy crap, I'm running out of vermouth. Okay. So I have my martini glasses, which are chilling right here. They've been chilling for a few minutes. I have my ice in my cocktail mixing glass. So we're going to do a 3-to-1 martini. I mean, normally we talk about most drinks being a 2-to-1. Martini stretches a little bit into 3-to-1. But I have 2 different vodkas, which you can't see. Hang on. So they're on the big screen. They're going to get on the picture-in-picture here in a minute. And we tried this with a couple of different vermouths, still and dry. That's cool. It takes me a minute to find the camera, but that's cool. Dolan Dry is what we're going to use. So this is going to be our 1 part, but remember that I'm doubling this, so I'm going to use 2 ounces, so we each get a cocktail. Okay. Set that off to the side. And then, how did we work this out? The proportions were... See, I've already messed this one up. I'm making this oversized because we realized when we went 3 ounces, it didn't really fit in this. So I'm going to have a little bit left over. It's fine. Normally, this is supposed to be 3/4 of an ounce of Dolan Dry. 3/4 of an ounce, but I'm enhancing it a little bit, of the Svedka right there. Did I get that? No. All right, I'm practicing. Okay, so 2 3/4 of an ounce. Should be 1.5 ounces. And set that aside.
And yes, it is a little bit weird to use 2 vodkas in a drink.
Totally worth it.
We were playing with the flavors. There actually is flavor to vodka.
Yep. 1.5. So this is our twice as much as the other one. And that brings us up to a total of 3 between the 2 vodkas to our 1 part of the Dolan. And then obviously, because this is a martini, you're going to want to stir it well. Set that off to the side. Of course, I'm using a fancy 4 Roses bar spoon. Nothing doing but stir this for a little bit. How's that look? Oh, yeah. There's a little lag. Okay, we'll think about that a little bit. But honestly, that is nice.
Some of the lag actually has to do with the fact that I'm using a Canon camera in a very weird way, and the beta webcam utility won't work for me, so I'm still doing a sort of roundabout thing to get the Canon to be a secondary camera.
Yeah, Hillary tried to explain it to me earlier. what she does the time. And most of the cocktail recipes, honestly. I just stand here and stir. It's my job. Stand here and stir.
Have you explained all the ingredients the rest of the on the table?
Nope, I haven't.
Okay.
No, there's a little more integration. I'm kind of picky about my integration.
Since we're sharing this tonight, and it's us, we live together. There's no big deal the fact that he just did that.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I wouldn't do that in a bar setting. Because I wouldn't be in a bar setting right now, so there you go. Okay. So, I'm going to make a little noise because I'm going to empty these. And we have our chilled glasses.
Have you ever explained why you chill glasses?
Why do you chill glasses? Okay, so if you are serving a drink neat, which up, martini glass up, should always be neat because it's really hard to drink ice in a stemware like that. You want to chill your glass so that your cold drink doesn't hit a warm glass and warm up. The less ice you have or no ice is supposed to be a longer slow sipping cocktail, right? So martini in Manhattan, they're supposed to take a long time to consume. You move to big hard rocks, then you move to soft rocks, then you move to crushed ice. Like the other end of the spectrum, mint julep, which we will do next week. Mint julep is basically a shooter. Crushed ice melts so fast, you're going to drink the drink really, really fast. This, and so chilling the glass is kind of, but no ice on the drink. Therefore, the glasses need to be cold so that you don't warm the liquid. Yeah, there's going to be some extra, which is great because I'm going to need some extra. Okay. Now, okay. Oh, that's so cool looking. Oh, yeah. I had to get closer to the monitor so I can see it. Okay, so now I have my martini started. Obviously, that's going to be a nice martini. That's just going to be really, really good. So the way Alton was recommending eating the caviar was on a potato chip. And he wanted something in avocado oil. That's what they were drinking. We got the wrong ones. This is what we got delivered, which is not right. This has like cracked pepper and salt, and it's totally weird. So instead, we're doing Lay's. Now, if you want to follow along at home next week or whenever and do this cocktail, you want a fresh bag of Lay's, and you want a big bag. And that is important because you're going to need to get big potato chips. Okay? Big ones. That's how this cocktail is going to work. Trust me, it's totally worth it. I know this is a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. Okay. Now, caviar. We're going to take a small amount, right? Just a little bit. And I'm going to put that on one of the bigger ones here, like right in the center. Do the other one. It's not much. You don't want to overdo it. It's salt on salt, remember that. So keep that in mind. But just like you make like a dirty martini, you're bringing some salt, you're bringing some oil, you're bringing some olive character. We're going to do a similar thing here. So I know it looks weird, but there is precedent for this philosophy. All right, now float. When you float it, it does actually float. Then as the potato chip starts to absorb the liquid, it sinks just a little bit. The roe is going to touch, and that is where, that one's hers, this one's mine. It's going to infuse all of that potato chip goodness and the caviar goodness into the drink. So then the next piece of this, focusing issues.
Yep.
There it is.
Got it.
All right, the next piece of this is, yes, you're going to drink, put your fingers in your drink. Tough. It's really phenomenal. It's just so good. As I said, like you can keep doing that over and over again. It's really, really good each time. But this is going to accent this drink in a stunningly beautiful way.
And I honestly have no idea if I entered the screen on Instagram when I did that. I do want to do something fun and unusual with this weird picture-in-picture thing.
I'm going to do another one.
You're going to do another. The other reason you don't want to put a whole bunch on the potato chip is because it weighs it down and it sinks faster.
Yep.
It's also very salty. The whole thing is very salty.
Yes. It's just so freaking good. It's decadent. If we were using like a really, really expensive caviar, it'd be even better. But you know what? I'm good with this.
So, I'm going to show Instagram what it looks like on Facebook really quickly. Instagram. See the picture-in-picture? That's what it looks like on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. I can't do that with Instagram because it doesn't integrate with the other stuff that I'm using. And just because I feel like I should be a little weird tonight, excuse me, you're going to get a little vertigo.
Yeah, but you can watch me right here and then it's stabilized.
Hi.
See, look at that. Yeah.
This is what's happening. This is kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, this is what we do with the show.
Anyway, you see how everything's set up? Guess what? Instagram's over here. Where are you? Yes, Instagram's there.
Yeah.
Everything else is here, and then this camera is actually, yeah. Anyway.
How awesome is this, right? Multiple channels, multiple platforms, picture-in-picture for these demos. I'm really looking forward to how this is going to upgrade what we do for our clients. This is really freaking cool.
And I won't give everybody vertigo. We'll figure out some stuff a little bit better than
Your
that.
potato chip sank. You should eat it.
Do I get like another potato chip to fish this potato chip out with?
Oh, you want to fish it out? Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is why I pulled out the nice big potato chips from the top of the bag first, because then you get all the crumblies at the bottom, and that's not what you want. So that is the Alton. I am an effing professional brown. This is my effing birthday. I'm sorry, Elizabeth cocktail. Tune in next week when we have our first of hopefully many sponsors sending us good stuff to incorporate into our show.
And as always, we will have this recipe online later. And we'll be back Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. Yeah. And do you want to give people a little bit of a hint? The fact that basically next week is a pre-derby event?
Yes. Pre-derby. Well, that was the hint. It's pre-derby. Yeah, no, new derby. New derby. Weird COVID derby thing.
Fall derby.
Fall derby. Since basically only 20-some odd thousand people are going to Churchill Downs or have the opportunity to go, and they're all just going to be sitting in their little seat the whole time, which means that, most people don't go to Derby who participate in Derby, and most people who would even want to go to Derby aren't going to go to Derby this year. Is this not an option? So we're going to give you basically a week and a half of lead time on how to do it well, making cool cocktails for your private derby parties at home, which is probably just your immediate family or some sort of interesting backyard socially distanced derby party. So we'll have all sorts of cool stuff for that next week.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Hey, cheers.
Oh, you just want
Almost. I'm learning where this camera is. Okay, cool.
You didn't give it like enough time to actually focus, man. Up. There you go. And there it goes.
There it focused. Cheers. Good night. That's amazingly good. Like, that is really, really good. Yeah. That's one of the best martinis I've ever had. Flip the camera like it goes upside down?
No, as in like at the very end.
Oh.
You
show them the window?
Yeah.
Okay.